The United States, which was once the third most visited country globally and attracted millions of visitors, is now experiencing a collapse in tourism. Experts who predicted a 9% surge in U.S. tourism for 2024 now face flipped forecasts, anticipating an 8% plunge in 2025. This downturn is sending shockwaves through the industry. The U.S. is projected to be the only country seeing a decline in tourism revenue, resulting in a potential loss of around $12.5 billion, or an overall $28.5 billion when factoring in the anticipated $16.3 billion increase that did not materialize. The largest decreases in inbound visits are coming from Canada, Western Europe, and Asia. Visits from Western Europe are down 4.9% despite a weak dollar that should financially favor European tourists. Euros now buy significantly more dollars than in late 2024. The most significant drop is from Canada, which accounted for 25% of all foreign arrivals in 2024. Inbound visits from Canada are down a massive 25%. Canadian air arrivals dropped 22.1%, and car arrivals fell 33.1% between January and June. Experts attribute this to sentiment headwinds, or Canada mad, fueled by an escalating tariff war in 2025. A Pew Research Center survey from July 2025 found that 64% of Canadians hold an unfavorable view of the U.S., a 20% drop from the prior year and the lowest view since the survey began in 2002. Furthermore, 59% of Canadians name the U.S. as the top threat to their country, with 77% viewing America as an economic threat and 53% seeing it as a national security threat, meaning Canadians worry more about the U.S. than China. Instead of visiting the U.S., Canadians are skipping it entirely, traveling to destinations like Mexico and the Caribbean, with Mexico welcoming 1.68 million Canadian visitors, up nearly 12% between January and June. A major internal issue exacerbating the decline is the gutting of U.S. tourism marketing efforts. A budget reconciliation bill in July 2025 cut federal funding to Brand USA, the National Destination Marketing Organization (DMO), by 80%. Brand USA, created in 2010 to encourage international travel, was highly successful, generating $5.9 billion in visitor spending in its 2023 fiscal year from a budget of $184 million, resulting in a return on investment of $23.37 for every dollar spent in 2024. Since 2012, it pulled in an extra 10 million visitors and $35 billion for the country. Hospitality experts call these cuts devastating, comparing the decision to dial back funding as a unilateral disarmament in the global tourism competition. These cuts disproportionately affect smaller U.S. destinations and businesses that cannot afford to advertise globally, unlike major hubs such as New York or Disney World. Another broad factor dragging down all U.S. destinations is fees and hidden costs. Visa fees. A new, opaque $250 visa integrity fee, mostly applying to visitors from the Global South, was scheduled for October 1, 2025. This is added to the existing $185 tourist visa fee, raising the total cost to $435 per person just for the visa. This confusing, last-minute nature of regulations is deterring future travelers. Tourism Economics estimates this new fee will lead to a 5.4% drop in international visitors, or around 1 million fewer visits per year. Lastly, outright fear and increased border scrutiny are deterring visitors. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) searches of electronic devices increased tenfold between 2014 and 2024, reaching 47,000 searches in 2024. More travelers are being detained or grilled, sometimes over minor offenses or language mix-ups, and may be locked up for weeks without easy access to a lawyer. Several countries, including Canada and Germany, have updated their travel guidance, warning that small violations or miscommunications can risk detention. Travelers on temporary visas have the fewest privacy rights. While these cases are rare, one intention of the increased scrutiny is to cause everyone to be fearful, according to one executive. Although the U.S. will host 60 of the 80 matches for the FIFA World Cup in 2026, which is expected to bring over 5 million visitors to the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, this is viewed as only a short-term 39-day boost. Meanwhile, domestic tourism is troubled. While 89% of American travelers have trips planned in the next 6 months, 42% expect travel to become more unaffordable. Consumers are exhibiting micro-cautions, leading them to seek shorter stays, budget travel, and deals, meaning they are spending less money. Consumer confidence is hitting new lows, and when people feel financially insecure, optional luxury spending like vacations is the first to go. This is significant because domestic travelers accounted for 90% of all tourism revenue in 2024. Furthermore, domestic travel is becoming increasingly politicized, with 20% of travelers avoiding specific cities or states, up from 12% in November 2024. With all these factors combined with a new $50 billion travel trade deficit, meaning the U.S. sends more travelers abroad than it receives, the future outlook for U.S. tourism improvement appears bleak.